do I say hi first? Okay. Hi, hey, I'm Andy, and I feel like my cogs function like multiple dimensions, but branch off from a linear perspective, especially through the creativity.
Neurodiversity is the different ways of thinking, and neuro means brain and diversity means different. So brain, different, neurodiversity.
I originally found out in, I think it was P3. I basically wrote about my day, like in detail, really in detail, and then I read it back to her, and apparently, I don't remember this, but apparently I read the words differently to what I'd written down, and that was a key sign to them I had dyslexia.
Well, my granny and granddad, when I got the diagnosis, they were so understanding. They are so supportive, like if I do something a bit weird, and it's just really special to me to have that.
Non-diverse folk, I think, operate in a linear way, whereas we function in a more squiggly way.
It's basically where people have different ways of thinking and have different struggles and different strides, I guess, and different powers as well.
I've been into football since I was primary 2. I don't know, I just love the idea of kicking a ball about in a muddy field. It always appealed to me. I've played at the Caledonian Super Cup in Edinburgh, which was quite an experience. It was quite a challenge, but it was so interesting to be there. There were no girls' team in Shetland. I decided at a breakfast table with Dad, can we change that? And we got together some coaches and we became an official team. So that was very special to me. I started it when I was probably going into primary 5, so quite a few years now. I feel like football is a way for me to calm myself and make me feel comfortable with who I am, and it's very special and it's gonna hold a big part in my heart for a really long time. Yeah, I have a small jewellery business that I started up because I've always found a love for making jewellery. Since I was this size, loved shiny stuff, and would always go into my mum's jewellery box and see what interesting stuff she would have there. My friends at school, they're always so lovely, and they're never mean to me. Well, they might have a bit of banter, but I've learnt how to cope with that. But they are lovely. Oh yeah, my sisters are really, really important to me. They make me laugh when I'm feeling stressed, or they just make me laugh when I'm not feeling that great, or they really understand me. They're really good at distracting as well, and for such a young age, they do such a good job. And I'm meant to be the older sister, but I think they look after me more than I look after them. So yeah, they're really special people.
ADHD and autism.
Yeah, what does that mean?
ADHD means attention deficit hyperactive disorder, and Autism can mean a lot of things.
Different for everyone.
Well, it means that I get hypo kind of easily. I have to take tablets. They help calm me down.
On your mark, get set, go! I love swimming because it's very fun and I get to go in the water. Autism and ADHD, most people think it's terrible task, but to be honest, it's not really that different. It's actually sometimes better.
What ways is it better?
Because it makes you different in a good way.
It's lovely to hear. What was it you were telling me, some of the things that you do to help you calm down when you're feeling?
I walk back and forth. Like when I'm afraid, then I'll go like.
Well, go into my room and just chilling, climbing up a tree and reading a book. Basically just like chilling.
Me and Tom, we've been playing Super Mario Kart thingy.
It's called Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay to be shy. It just happens. So yeah, go and get it.
Shy at some point.
Yeah, everyone is.
I get shy a lot too.
Sometimes I do too.
Best when meeting new people.
Yeah. Yeah, like a pet or a cat or a dog can when petting them can actually help relieve stress. Or chickens in TJ's case.
Chicken. We love chickens. Also, drawing can help.
Yeah, drawing can help.
And what do you think of this film project?
I like it. I was very nervous, but if I make a mistake, then it's okay because it makes it better. Because then people can see that you're thinking of what you're saying. They'll know. And then they'll know you're stronger. Muscle.
Tell us about some of your hobbies.
The gym and chess, that's probably it. One time I played chess for 14 hours straight, and it was on chess.com, and I stayed up all night and all morning. There's more possible positions on a chessboard than there is atoms in the universe. You can look up on Google if you don't believe me. Because there's so many different possible positions and possible openings and possible endgames and just of wide variety. I play chess with people online and people at chess club. Is anybody welcome? Everybody's welcome, of course. I mean, anybody can play chess. Chess game that I'm most proud of. There was a chess game on chess.com where I played and I got 2 brilliant moves in a single match, and I had 95% accuracy, which is considered genius. Well, ADHD is sort of a curse and a blessing, and it's sort of the same with any neurodiverse conditions, because you can sort of focus on things that you're interested in for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and days even, but on things that you're not interested in, you can't even focus. Elon Musk has Asperger's syndrome, which a lot of the top geniuses have, like top scientists and stuff.
The whole time I thought you've just been so calm and chilling. Would you talk about how those changes happened for you?
I guess it just comes naturally as you get older. Learn to control it yourself and harness it, I guess.
It's okay. I know it seems difficult or tricky to find the words sometimes, but we all get days like this, where we feel a bit off. But given good time, this will just be a phase.
Almost like how a well-known franchise is structured.
True.
Just do feel a sense of peace here, given do meditates.
The best gift we can give each other is our authentic self. And sharing this.
Almost like when do unloads to a special friend here, especially after a tough case.
Bingo.
How's to settling back here?
Well, honestly, this all feels very familiar, yet it's also very confusing.
I know that feeling.
I know you do. You think I can't tell what you're seeing, even beyond the horizon.
Wisdom lies not through seeing things, but seeing through them.
Exactly. But if returning home has proven anything to me, is that these people need hope to inspire them to be the best.
Sharing our truth is what will make us strong.
It only takes somebody or anybody who could provide a story or tale of hope.
When I found out my neurodiversity, it felt like it validated a lot of things. Like, I know it's not something you have, it's part of who you are. It's like something from a program that was on where like you feel like they may feel they know you better than you know yourself, but you feel you maybe they don't know you as well as they think they do. This isn't just family, this is just most people, I would say. Folk will have noticed we look alike. And that was perfectly intentional, because it took stepping stones to realise that he's like my spiritual twin. He's a bit like that, especially when I've been channeling myself into him, but he's been a way of expressing like other sides to me that other folk, particularly folk close to me, like my own flesh and blood, maybe don't know about me. I feel don't know about me. Well, I've been saying this for a while now, that doing this is the right time for it. Back in my day, we only just touched the surface on all these things like autism and ADHD, Asperger's, but compared to now, we'd barely hit the surface at all, let alone the tip of the iceberg even.
Well, this started when I was a young kid. When I was 7 years old, I used to go on the internet a lot and go on YouTube and all that stuff. When I bumped into a YouTube video about ventriloquist dummies, that kind of got my attention. I think the reason why I love ventriloquist dummies so much is because they're very, well, they're a work of art. They're very creative. When it was my 8th birthday, I got my very first ventriloquist dummy. And then in my 9th birthday, I got this guy. He is Slappy from Goosebumps. It took me like a while. It took me a while to grow up and figure out on how to do like mechanical stuff. I just love creating characters because characters are very, very interesting. And I think creating characters based on real people because people are very beautiful. Millie's actually based on Millie Bobby Brown, one of my favourite actors from Stranger Things. Yeah, it took me a while to like Dremel it and put all the springs on it and put all the hinges and all that stuff and stringing it and putting it all together and all that stuff. My dad was very supportive with me and also my mum. My family members, they really love my ventriloquist dummies and they've seen all my videos on how I put them all together and all that stuff. Well, basically, when I was a young kid, I didn't really understand autism, but when my parents told me that I was autistic, when I was 13 years old, I remember like crying my eyes out. But I'm getting on very well with it because I'm understanding on what it is and I'm looking up all these like programs and all these videos about people with autism. My ventriloquist dummies, like they got to know me straight away. It's because they were in my head this whole time, and then when I created the figures, then they got on very well with me, and I don't have to explain to them about my past and all that stuff. When I started creating ventriloquist dummies, it was a good positive thing because it makes me feel happy.
Hello, how you getting on? I'm finally being filmed, and I love it.
Basically, ventriloquism is the power of imagination because you're creating a character that's part of your imagination.
Primary 7 at the moment, but after the summer I'll be in secondary 1. Football, there's going out and hanging out with my friends, watching the football, which is basically the same, going on holiday. Yeah, I can speak about my autism. Really, it just doesn't really affect me because I'm looking like the same as everybody else, but I have some stuff that can trigger me, like I can feel really stressed a lot and I can't control my reactions or whilst it's just basically a small island that has like only 1,000 people living there, and you just had to travel in a ferry. That's all you just had to do. 2 brothers. One is the oldest, and his name's Robbie. The second brother is Jordy Lisk, and he's the youngest.
What interests people? Sometimes people with autism
I just say, hey there, do you want to hang out with me? And then after a while, I just say, do you want to be friends because we've had a really good time playing? And if they say sure, you've made up a new friend. Yeah, they've been really supportive to me ever since primary 1 actually. If I fall down and hurt myself, they come up to me and say, is it alright? Do you want me to get a staff member? And I say, sure. Yeah, they're good at problem solving. They're good on giving me any suggestions on what I should do and yeah, what keeps me calm, what helps me, just anything really.
Tell me, when we were in Kibas having lunch, you were speaking a little bit about your ADHD, And you were saying how school was tricky because...
To sit down for about, like, what is it? How many hours are you at school for? 7? Well, I have to just be doing something, if you know what I mean.
And you were telling us about some of the stuff you've made.
Pirate ship at Michaelswood and benches, picnic benches. Just more practical. Well, I learnt a lot of bridges. I got a job from bridges, so I got a job in construction, which is like my dream job, basically.
Tell me again what your favourite thing about the wind farm.
Every single last bit of it, probably.
Like what you expected.
It was a lot better than I thought it was, the way it was done.
And what did you feel when you saw all the components arriving?
I was kind of shocked how big it was. Well, I knew what height they were, but I didn't realise how big they were.
What height are they?
155 metres.
How many wind turbines are there?
103. Well, I actually didn't know this, but apparently the amount of roads that's on the wind farm is like Sombra to Brer. That's a lot of road.
I reckon one wind turbine is about 1,000 tonnes.
That's not including the base.
What have you thought about hanging out today?
Oh, it's pretty good.
And if we could get back on the wind farms and see them when the blades are up, would you be up for that?
Yeah.
It's been fun hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's one in a million. No, he's unique, and that's what makes him the best brother I could ask for. Unlike all the other kids that you might see or find or be friends with, he's autistic. And he cannot speak, but he's so clever that he has found different ways of speaking. He uses hand languages and different noises. This means different things, but he got something to help him. This is his communication tablet. You just press
Hello.
1, write stuff like
Hello, how are you? Mama. And Dad.
I could make,
I love Mama and Dad.
which me and Zany do. And it's not hard for him to do anything. He's just as smart as you are. He's thinking the same things about in his head, and someday he might be able to talk.
If you had to say what your top 5 favourite things about your brother were, what would they be?
Alright, number 5. How he doesn't pester you. Like brothers can pester you, but my brother, he's not a pestering type of kid. Number 4. He likes nature. He walks around and he doesn't harm it or anything. Number 3. Sure, he has to go to school, but he doesn't have homework or anything, so he gets to take chill. Number 2. I love how I got to be his brother. And number 1. The best of them all. When he spits on my mum, gets water, puts it in his mouth, and just onto her. If I'm to say correctly, then the kind thing he does is make people laugh, makes them smile. He's very, very kind and helpful. So if I were him, I would be happy to be him, but I guess being his brother is gonna have to settle.
That's not true at all. I can think up things and I can do stuff. Imagination's so important because it fills up your serotonin and makes you feel good.
I think the reason why I love ventriloquist dummies so much is because they're very creative. I think I'm really capable of like doing the clothing and the sculpting and also the creativity of it.
I would say when folks see my segment of the film and realise there's all sorts going on, I hope it showcases that my autism actually attributes to my creativity and my outlook, because my outlook is in there in a way that doesn't feel hindered.
I love helping people. I love helping people that's like me. I love helping folk that's maybe doesn't have speech that much. I just work with folk and I feel for them when they get upset, and when they get upset I can distract them or make them feel a lot better.
I would completely disagree. I don't think people with dyslexia are less intelligent. I got 3 A's, 2 B's in my hires. I'm off to university to study computer science, so I don't think that makes me less intelligent.
Oh yeah, you're different, and that's okay. It's okay to be different.
It means it's not bad.
It's not, you don't have to be, don't be ashamed of it.
I would just like to let them know that if they see me and I look like someone with autism, then that's exactly what I heard. If they didn't even understand what autism is, I would just explain it to them. I would just tell them, hey, I've been shy sometimes, don't worry.
I'd probably say to them, embrace it, but know what it comes with that can be powers.
I would say that you shouldn't worry. There's a lot of support in the schools. It doesn't impact you as much as you might think it will. The spelling and the reading, honestly, it doesn't matter. Even in the exams, if you're worried about the exams, it's all tailored. You can have people that read things to you, write things for you. You can type on computers. It's really well done, yeah. Lots of support. You shouldn't be worried or scared at all.
I'm getting on well with my autism right now. And also I feel very positive of thinking about the future stuff, doing filming and all that stuff, and making friends with other people.
It means that sometimes things are hard, but there is always a way to come over your fears and making things understand, and there's always a way to work on things, and just some days it gets worse, but it does get better.
Hey. Love. Am I?
Brother. Well, that's all I have to say.